y'all, Sam here, and today we are going to do a full face using E.L.F. Cosmetics. I recently placed an order from them to try out some of their newer products. So that's what we're going to do together today. So to start off this look, we are going to use this new Glow Radiant Moisturizer. So this moisturizer has an SPF of 15 in it. Already ripping the box. Goodness gracious. So this is what the tube looks like. It is 1.2 fluid ounces in here. This is what the moisturizer looks like on the back of my hand. It's kind of a hint of yellow to it. And we're gonna go ahead and dab a dab a dab. Might not need quite so much. It definitely smells like sunblock. So now we have the moisturizer applied. I definitely do feel like my skin looks more glowy, like the product suggests. So far, so good. Okay, so I'm going to let this settle into my skin, and then I'm going to pull you guys a little bit closer as we apply this foundation. This is the new Flawless Finish Foundation. So the color that I have here is called Beige, light with cool pink undertones. I feel like this is going to be a good match for me. But it's a little hard to tell. Of course, I ordered it online. You know how that goes. You read all these different things, and I feel like the shades never look like you think they're going to look. It does have a pump applicator, so I pumped a little out here on my hand. Looks like it might be slightly light for my skin, but I guess we're going to find out. I am going to apply it with a beauty sponge. This is one of those AOA Studio beauty sponges, and I love them, and they're like $1.50. Got it on my sponge here, and now let's apply. Okay, so I have applied the foundation to this side of my face, not this side. As you can tell, this color is a little light for me, so I might need to order a different one. Whatever the next shade up is from Beige. Okay, so now that I'm looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost here, yeah, this color is way too light for me. But we're just gonna keep going, and I'm sure I can save it by the end. Fingers crossed. All right, next I have two concealers here. This is their new 16-hour Camo Concealer, and I got the color Light Sand and Light Peach. But considering Beige is so light, I probably should have ordered Beige for my concealer, and I'm really concerned how light these are going to be. But we're going to go ahead and try one on each side here. So this one is Light Peach, and we're going to put Light Peach on this side. Oh, she is white. All right, so let's get Light Sand, and we're gonna try her on this side. I'm hoping it's going to be a little darker. She's a little bit darker and a little more yellow. Now it's time to blend it out. I'm just gonna take the little bit that's on my sponge and blend it into my T-zone because I think I put too much concealer on. So we're going to use the extra on the sponge. Alright, so I feel like I look crazy right now. However, this concealer did blend out rather well. I need to go ahead and get a setting powder to set this down before I get creasing because I get horrible creasing underneath my eyes. To set underneath my eyes, I'm going to use this E.L.F. Under Eye Setting Powder, and this is called Shea. Oh yeah, can you see that creasing? Already getting creasing under there. So before I finish setting this, let me sponge it a little bit more. Okay, now let's set her. I really do enjoy this under eye setting powder. It is very light and very finely milled, so it helps set under my eyes and keep them from creasing. Okay, so next I will typically set my whole face with powder. Everyone has their own way of doing this. I know some people go ahead and bronze and contour beforehand, but we're going to go ahead and set now. I'm going to use the E.L.F. powder, and this is in the Soft Luminance. So as you can see in here, it comes with its own little puffer. Yeah, it's got foundation on it. I have used this before. This is not brand new, but I do enjoy it. Okay, so now that my face is set and I'm looking extra pale, we gotta go ahead and bronze up this face. I do not have any E.L.F. bronzer, unfortunately, so I am just going to use my normal bronzer, which is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This is what I normally use on a daily basis, and that's what we're gonna use right now. Bronze, I use this middle shade. Now I'm going to do some contouring to my cheeks and my nose, and I like to use this more ashier tone for that. So I contour my cheeks and I contour a little bit around the entire outside of my face, just because my face is so round. I feel like by defining my chin a little bit, it helps reduce this double chin that I have here. Now we're going to go ahead and do my nose. Again, I'm just going to use some of this Subconscious from the Kat Von D palette. And I'm going to run it along the edges of my nose. I like to contour my nose because my nose is so wide. That's really the only reason why. So now that we have the base done, now it is time for blush. We're going to use the HD blush. And this is in the color Headliner. However, I already powdered my entire face. And this is a cream. But we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. It is a little pump. And you just pump it out. I like to pump it on the back of my hand because I don't know how thick this is going to be. All right. We're just going to tap this around and hope it blends in. Okay, so the blush is applied. It actually did rather well on top of the powder, so that is a bonus. Normally, I do use this product on my face prior to putting powder on, but you know, this is real life. Now we're going to move on to highlight. This is actually considered a baked blush. However, I think that this is going to make a good highlight. It is called Pinktastic, and I think this is kind of new. You can see here why I think this is going to be a good highlight. It is very shimmery and there's very little pink in there. Let's go ahead and swatch it. There she is. Yeah, see? She looks like a nice gold highlight. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I have a large face, so that's probably why I like to use a larger brush. I like to get like the whole top of my cheek. Let's get the nose. All right, I think I look fresh and sparkly. Normally I go ahead and move on to my brows, but I feel like I really need some color to my lips right now. So we're gonna jump ahead and do my lipstick. Sorry, I'm opening it and show you what it was. This is the Beautifully Bare Satin Lipstick in the color Touch of Nude. I have not tried this yet. I just received it. So we are going to use her. Wow, I really like this color. It is definitely barely there, but I really kind of like that. Okay, so I do not have an E.L.F. brow product. So we are going to try something that I really, really want to try. This just came in my Beauty Luxe box from BoxyCharm, and this is Iconic London Kush eyebrow powder, and that is what she looks like. So we're going to go ahead and try this out just because I really, really want to. The kit comes with this little brush that folds in half. It has a spoolie on one side and an angled brush on the other. And we have a, looks like a black and a brown on here. I have the color medium, and we're gonna go ahead and use the brown. Wow, I'm pretty impressed with this, you guys. Okay, this brow definitely looks better than this one because the other one's pretty much not there. But it is a little dark, so I'm gonna try this using the spoolie and thinning out the color. All right, I think that looks pretty good. And that was really quick. Now let me go ahead and do this side. All right, now we are going to move on to eyeshadow. Normally I use a primer every single day, which is Painterly Paint Pot from MAC Cosmetics. And since I don't have an E.L.F. eyeshadow primer, I'm tempted to use this. But I also have this Barely There Beautiful Bare Smooth Eyeshadow. And I'm thinking maybe I can use this as a base. Okay, so I have decided I am going to go ahead and prime my eyelids like I normally would. That way I can really see how long these shadows wear today. I want to give E.L.F. a full shot here because I love E.L.F. I think E.L.F. products are great. The faces we make when we put on makeup. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, now let's go ahead and we are going to start off using this little palette here from E.L.F. It is a Necessarily Nudes palette, and these are definitely colors that I like. But I also have the E.L.F. Prism palette, so we'll definitely be finishing off this look using one of these beautiful shimmery colors. Oh, okay, so this actually has shimmers in it. It says it has a highlight, base, lid, crease, and line. I kind of like that they tell you what you should use these for beginners if you don't normally use makeup. But I use makeup, a lot of makeup. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the color that they call the base color. All right. Got a little shadow there. I just like to use a base color to put over the primer to make sure that the other shadows blend evenly. Okay, we have a good base down. Now, let's try to turn this look into something. And really, normally I would use like 4 or 5 dark colors, but we don't have those. So I guess I'm just gonna go right into this chocolate brown and try to build up the crease area. Oh, a little too much. Okay, so this is the brown. It looks pretty good. I do feel like it is not blending out very smoothly at the top, and that's probably my technique. I am no beauty guru. I'm just gonna take some more of the base color and try to blend this out a little bit more. All right, I think that worked. Now I'm gonna take the color that they called highlight, and I'm gonna run that underneath my brow just to brighten up this area. And in my inner corner. This has some shimmers in it, but I really want to get into this Prism palette. Which color should we go with? I am wearing green today, so I kind of feel like I should stick more like neutrally. We're gonna go for this peachy color right here. And with these, I tend to like to put them on with my finger because they are shimmers. Ooh, I like that. Now I'm just going to take a small angled brush and do a little bit of the brown shadow underneath my eyes to kind of like pull my whole eye look together. All right, so the eyeshadow is done. Now we need to move on to eyeliner. Okay, so we have 2 eyeliners here. We have a waterproof eyeliner pen that I have not tried in the color Midnight. And then we have this E.L.F. eyeliner that I have tried, and it has this nice long tip on it. But since I haven't tried this one, let's go ahead and try this one out. All right, so here are both eyeliners and what the tips look like. And we're gonna go ahead and try it out. These marker pens make me nervous. Okay, nothing's coming out. Let me test on my hand. Let me get the product flowing. Okay, I got it to come out on my hand. Let's try this again. Okay, it literally feels like a marker. This is not gonna work for me. Let's try this one out. I think this one's gonna work a little bit better. All right, this one worked out pretty well. Now let's do this eye. Overall, I think that looks pretty good. Now let me finish this makeup look with some mascara and lashes. Okay, so off camera, I finished my mascara and put on some Shot Miss A lashes. because I'm extra cheap and I love these lashes for $1. So the last thing we need to do now is set this face, and we're going to use the new Dewy setting spray from E.L.F. So this is what it looks like, and it says it's clear. How many ounces? It is 2.7 fluid ounces, and let's give her a shake and spritzer. Ooh. Okay. Definitely comes out a little thicker than like my Fix Plus does. I'm going to use a little fan and dry my face off. Alright, so that is my full face. Okay, so here is a close-up of my skin and how the foundation is looking right now. So far, I'm very pleased. The color is a little light. However, my skin looks really good. So we'll see how I look when I check in with you guys in a few hours. And hopefully it stays in place and looks just as fantastic. Alright, see you soon. It has been 7 hours since we applied this makeup together, and it has worn very well, actually. This lipstick, though, did come off after I ate dinner, and I did reapply it, but it feels really soft. It's not a long-wearing lipstick. It will come off when you eat and drink, but it's very soft, unlike a liquid lipstick, so I do like this a lot. And this was the Beautifully Bare lipstick in Satin Lips. Next, let's talk about this foundation. This foundation did go on really well. It's obviously a little light for me, but overall, I'm very, very satisfied with how it's worn. I don't see a lot of creasing. There's a little bit of creasing in the forehead. That's because I do this a lot. Am I the only one that constantly does that? So far, my face has not gotten oily. I don't feel like the makeup is separating from my face. I do feel like on my chin, the makeup's kind of come off a little bit on my chin. I use a napkin a lot when I'm eating, and so I probably just used it a lot on my chin. But it still doesn't look oily or separated. So this, I definitely think is a Glamslam, and I want to go get a color that is a better match for me and try this again. 16-hour Camo Concealer. Okay, I really think this stuff is amazing. Obviously, the color I got is a little too light for me, but it has not creased. It has stayed in place. My under eye looks nice and bright. Yeah, so I'm super happy about this. I think this is like $6 versus like Shape Tape is like 20-something dollars. So yeah, definitely a good value for a good product. Now let's talk a little bit about the new face products. This Glow Radiant SPF moisturizer, I really do like it. I feel like this is great, especially if I'm going to the pool or the beach, something like that. And then the Dewy Mist Spray. I really do like this spray. I feel like my makeup has stayed in place. Typically, my blush is the first thing to come off. Now, we did use that cream blush versus a powder blush. Maybe that's why, and maybe it's this, but my makeup stayed in place. So I'm going to give this credit for that, and I think this was $12 versus, you know, other setting sprays can be easily $40. So yeah, I definitely suggest this one to try out. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and this wear test, and I hope that you will come back to my channel again very soon. If you would be willing to give me a thumbs up on your way out, I would greatly appreciate it. It truly helps me out. Also, if you hated the video, then you can give me a thumbs down. That's fine too. Hopefully that's not the case, but if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And until next time, bye y'all.